And I think this chamber is going to do a lot better on defense anyway. Just when you're able to step up, lurk, call back whenever you need. You don't really want to call back on attack when you kind of want to go in and take advantage of the positions that you're taking. But it's a big role to be a lurk on this team. So I'm looking forward to seeing how TV are going to work as a squad when they don't have maybe as much time together compared to the Sen Otters and how much pressure they're probably facing on the other side. So I'm expecting a closer series here.
And let's go back to why people still want to play this Breach here on this map. And even if Breach has a 60-second cooldown on the fault line, just if you're trying to be explosive and open up quite aggressively, maybe that one singular fault line that you might have for that round might be good enough for you to go for that team fight, for the crunch on the north side or the south side, and take this to your advantage on the defense. And a Rolling Thunder is always going to be very, very good to take here from underpass or for your main executions overall. Fault lines too across the board that goes into the top of B Heaven will allow for some good map control to be taken as well for the attack side. But we'll finally get to witness it to see how this will pan out for both of these teams, as we were just talking about here, the north side start, and it's TV leading on that side on this 4-1 setup.
And this is the Sen Otter squad that got second in kickoff. So a lot of excitement behind this team, and if this will be the year where they could remain above a team like Wadadaa, could they dethrone SRG? Even FlyQuest have had their numbers. So we're going to take a look at how TV are going to put up some pressure. And while Sen Otters, they got hit in the face. What a death match to kick off our pistol, as Sen Otters will stay ahead of the game and they have eyes on Spike.
That's exactly it. Trying to fight fire with fire. It is going to be explosive, no pun intended, when you have a Breach and a Tejo to double up for these fights.
Ooh, Harper's making this winnable, though. Having to recover the Spike, that's going to be the challenge here. And if you're Sen Otters, you keep to that crossfire. No, they're greedy. They want to go for the swing. Might as well. You got the numbers. You got the better shot. So Sen Otters will take the pistol.
And that was also from that push that you saw from Sin on the top of Dish that was able to even pincer. So on one end, you have a face-to-face fight where everybody's so busy to focus on countering the push from the arcade side that you're able to find a great timing from Sin. That's exactly what I was talking about. When you don't have ways to really punish on certain quadrants, either on the attack or defense, there's still weaknesses you could exploit on both sides. And now they've read themselves perfectly for these two teams to just fight with utility in their favor. And turns out here for the side of Sen Blue Otters, as now on the bonus round, just trying to push forward here. We got a couple of rifles and already some quadrants been taken care of, or being picked up by Madison too with the Outlaw. But look at that forward line. Now you could just focus on stacking on this B side and stalling with the util from both the Breach and the Tejo, so that the Neon can move in and help out.
Sen Otters being as patient as they can, while TV will take the most out of the time to farm up the orbs. Make sure your Spike's in a safe position too. Leia will be the last one there. Sen Otters have a 3-2 setup. And Sen Otters also have an Outlaw in tow, so TV, they can just get onto the site early and get a plant. This would be the best position for them. They're taking their sweet time. And I think all this silence, too, has made Sen Otters quite paranoid. They're starting to split off and reinforce A after encounters. Now hearing that orb, that's something May is going to call out. Tejo drone in, smokes back up. Now the attack are going to enclose in the site. Mizu already taking some damage, hoping to guide the Spike towards the safe spot. And Madison emerges with the Outlaw, and TV have their backs against the wall. Oh, through the smoke, Harper wanted to maybe do some damage with the classic. Can't underestimate what the right click can do. And TV, there was almost a bloodbath getting into here, but Sen Otters will win the anti-eco.
Some nice shots though by Irene. Nonetheless, though, as they finally were able to explode into a site, that's what I was talking about. When you have the forward line taken away by Sen Otter, with Madison taking the full A side line, you know nobody's going to be pincering, right? So when TV's trying to drop, trying to get to into a plant, everybody could just focus from the spawn side up into drop. There's smokes that comes through, they just run outside of the smoke. You have so many players and on top of that firepower to just stop that fight and prevent even TV from building up economy from a spike fight themselves. Bonus round though, you see a little bit of a pivot across. Big fight though towards the A site.
And Sin is still deathless. Like, one of the most decorated players when it comes to this team, and it's truly a flex. Like, remember, they were back on Initiators, they could play Sentinels, and they're standing up here on the Vise. Having a good Sentinel on defense, that spells trouble in the TV camp. Now still waiting. Protect their spike area now feeling good, but Sen Otters are gonna disrupt the plan. Coming in with a shotgun to the dome. Hello, TV. Welcome to your first match. Sen Otters are not joking around.
They're not watching TV though for the side of Sen Otters. They are fighting. They are not giving any type of chance for TV to really set up anywhere. And yeah, there's just great stalls across the board. That push that you saw here from that tree side, not only do they see nobody, but that's just great info for the weak side to just get prepped up to stall. That's exactly what I was talking about before. Even the pathing you saw from Badison, as they push 3 players towards that south side, Badison just checks towards Arcade from the underpass to see where the pressure could be at here from TV. They're always ahead of the curve right now in these early rounds to know where TV is going to be hitting from. So now TV, I think for me, has to play a little bit more inserts and maybe give that responsibility here for Harper to try to lock down the whole quadrant or whole 50% of that map on the south side or north side, so that TV could be a little bit more spread across the map.
Tejo Drone got no information for TV, so probably not wanting to Rolling Thunder in blind and Sen Otters. They're just trying to poke and prod from the perimeter. TV sit on an island and they're floating just fine. Sen Otters hoping to surround and conquer or even divide if they could, but breaking in through the smoke. Flash out from Avery. Oh, that was Aftershock. And TV are caught completely off guard, but they'll remain with their numbers in tow and pull off a Thrifty.
Okay, that works out in the end. I wasn't expecting for that to happen this time around here for TV, but it was just a surprise drop, adding a little bit more tempo into it instead of just waiting until like the 30-40 second round to go through for them to actually hit, where they gave a chance for Blue Water to find that info across that map. And again, it was a little bit it happened, sorry, off camera, but the Harper shots probably were super sick here from that A side hold. TP was set up just under the pass, so they could just be able to get these picks off the reflood from Senator on that defense. Now you're seeing that they don't want that to happen anymore. Look at him adding that pressure here towards that north side. And the Crab is going to spot Mizu maybe.
I hate that you called it a crab. Now I can't unsee it. Oh, but you can't unsee that. And you ever just swing and see 5 people? That's very unfortunate. TV. Now the jig is up. The plan will ensue, and that's a good pick. You destroy the lurk. Now Sen Otters, well, they want to have a safe position so that they can kind of retake as a team. And I don't know how safe you're gonna be, Avery, but, or I should say May at that point. Avery's on the way and couldn't bail out. Hello, teammate. TV. Like how they're spreading themselves thin so that they can try and catch any angle Sen Otters are going to push from. Have those timings. And Irene ready to push back at any moment with that Rolling Thunder. Sen Otters, I mean, you probably don't even need the ult anymore. Sen Otters, though, have an op in the equation, so you may have to rethink this approach. Rolling Thunder will be pulled. This will pop up Sen Otters like popcorn, and Henri will try to break things up with the wall, and nice clock in, clock out type of round here for TV.
That's so close too for Avery to save their weapon. They just got hit by the edge of the Rolling Thunder, and that launched them up and didn't allow for them to move here with Badison to save or attempt to save the weapon. All of them with knives out, but at least Irene has support, has the better weapon too, as Badison has no choice but to pull out a class to fight in the end. A great round actually for TV to answer back. This means now that the op is out of the question for this upcoming round. And if you're looking too from Badison, you have at least the overdrive ready that you could fight with now if you still want to add that heavy aggression. And it looks like it, right? You have the fault line potentially being set up now by Avery from the spawn up on the north side of Arcade. The smoke will drop at the same time too, but not necessarily will we see Badison potentially just moving with the overdrive to take over that spot. Yeah, they want to wait to see what they hear, sorry. As they walk contact, it was basically the fault line to support with that overdrive right after. But now they're going to keep themselves guessing here as TV has not made a single noise.
And that threat of the op still looms, but how about the threat of a ton of ults from Sen Otters? So how much are you going to want to invest in this? We'll get to maybe Madison get active. Did I curse it? I did. The double walk-up shut down TV. Stacked and ready to go. And Sen Otters have to respect it. Avery have a full kit ready to greet them on the other side. Sen Otters, I mean, Oasis still also has a drone, but they know exactly where TV is going to be, and they have Sin watching the other side, so all good.
And I think with the way that we're rotating across now for Sen Otter, you would expect here now that the Vice is set up towards this A site because you are so proactive by going underpass with the pathing. So now they know that it's most likely going to be soft site on A, even if the wall and stall is going to be there from the util. They're still outnumbering the defense.
30 seconds left.
The thorns are gone. TV. Okay, there's also a wall, and now there's a flash. And TV, there's a lot of hoops to try and jump through, a lot of util that will delay you, but will it stop them? TV now have salvos. Now there's a steel garden from Sin. TV, I mean, you just don't have time. There's too many weapons, there's too many tools in the Sen Otter's arsenal. As Oasis kind of gets a little impatient, wanted to check if they grab the spike, and TV just don't have time to plan. Sin just needs to live, so Sen Otters will have a Red Bull clutch by the skin of their teeth.
So you see what I mean? How annoying it is to play against the Vise right now in the composition too. And I think it was a little bit off there by TV that they read the correct site, but instead of trying to walk contact and trying to get the punish somewhere, they activated by making a lot of noise. Ennui was already running forward here with the high gear, and that allowed here Sin just to pop the razor vines. That slows things down for 7 seconds. Then they're trying to hit the site. There's a wall that comes up, and then from the razor vines and making noise, everybody already rotated back here on
Ooh, okay, what an explosive start from Sen Otters. That is aggressive. You're left with a 2 versus 2, a big win for Avery, and nothing left in the tank from Harper, who has to cross the 7 seas to try and recover the spike. But at least the element of mystery is there. I like Avery's position. We'll be able to keep checking on this angle.
Oh, no.
And does Harper's around the corner? No way. Not on Avery's watch. And that's back-to-back rounds for Sen Otters.
Yeah, just got a little bit of a repeat of a pistol round, except with weapons this time around. So nothing more to add on that. Just great reads and trades from both of these teams. Now you have to look at the state of the game going into this round, though. As Sen Otter was able to stop the aggression from TV. They get the round. They don't have money for an op this time around, too. Looks like they still want to keep Madison onto the overdrive with a Bucky at the same time, too. While for TV, though, they are investing into another op. This is a heavily invested round now going out here for the TV.
Okay, orbital strike. Oh my god, that's aggressive Sen Otters. This is another big round where they take the initiative, but TV, they've been able to trade out in these big encounters, but this time, still a 5 versus 5 somehow. Now Henri did get injured through that encounter, so I don't know if the overdrive, this will be around for that. Now kind of noticing the Vise setup from the defense. TV are have to figure out how they want to get through that.
We'll see if this is what I like. They finally walk contact up. They almost got that punish onto Madison. Now they could stall. They could now reset with a minute left. This is actually all very good. I don't know if they necessarily baited out the wall yet, but oh yeah, there you go. It just disappeared. Right there. Now they're all booking it towards this A site, but you still have stall coming out here from Blue Water. That Armageddon from Oasis could really work in their favor to re-fight on this site.
Not going through the most obvious path here for TV, and at least Oasis reads it. Orbital strike to exchange. Big ults are coming out, and TV, they broke their way in. And you claimed Oasis. That was that solo defender, but the rotations are in. Here, the Rolling Thunder, Avery at 2 HP. The last breath. Tried to put a stop to TV. Responding Armageddon from Leia. One thing's in TV's favor, but so many ults came out. This is so back and forth.
And all placed at the right spots too. I felt like nothing out of that was a stumble from either of the teams. Just again, because Oasis felt pressured They went for the Armageddon to try to stall towards Sands because they were going to get split towards that site. But then you have a counter right away. I think what happened was Ennui, after seeing the positioning, they went for the relay bolt, stunned 2 players, and the orbital strike from Mizu actually got good value, even killing Oasis in the process. They spread like cockroaches, unfortunately, and then they all get caught. And then all the trades for the ults went in favor of TV in the post plan. So that was very, very nice. That breaks the econ for the side of Senators. There you go. But it was an important round to win because we talked about an econ that would have been broken for them if they lost.
Been waiting to see so much more of TV after they bottomed out of the 2026 kickoff. So we're wondering what were they going to do during that break between kickoff and stage 1. And to play this close to the Sen Otters, I'm really, really impressed. They've looked good in this map. Just going in with so much confidence to fight the fire with fire. Now Sen Otters don't have the best of bye to try and stop this. Madison has a Bucky and hoping to get close to TV. And Avery catching on me, skipping away. And the Bucky from behind! Madison, it's slaughtered! What is going on? A thrifty for Sen Otters!
Oh, that was sick by Madison. But all that only happened thanks to the great shot from Avery. Winning a Sheriff versus a sliding Neon that is trying to disrupt towards Sands. Everybody is so focused on trying to trade out against Avery that Madison finds the surprise attack, drops from above, and just one single bucket shots, 4 players. Pulls in the gap too because you're able to just close that gap with a Neon high here. That was just very, very sick.
I was not expecting that. I wish my Bucky could do that, but now Sen Otters double the score. Oh, and it's a rolling thunder from TV. They want to amp things up, and a judge screams loud in May's face. And now you get too antsy. You rush in right into the loving arms of Sin. This was all a ruse. TV are quick to change their minds, change their plans, and Sen Otters still have to clear back into A. TV, they're expecting some trouble, so it's going to take them a second, so Sen Otters could be catching up here.
But they already did. The fact that Mizu decided to fall back and grab the orb before moving into the site.
Oh no, now you're just trying to get off with a safe plant. Leia's kind of hesitating. Madison smells blood in the water. Oh my god. Sen Otters just overwhelmed them at the end, and this is a good momentum from Sen Otters at that point.
Yeah, it was crazy too. I saw Madison slide in and pulling out the op. I was like, what the hell's going on here? But thankfully you still had 2 more players behind her just to help them out to go for that instant trade. But again, I think by forcing you're trying to sell this fake, you're rolling thunder towards that B side, you get an opener, you force the rotate to happen, and you even chose the right site because the Vise was actually playing towards B. So technically the best stall that you have right now on the A site is a fast rotate from the salvos from the tail or even a breach fault line. But because you waited, and then by making all the noise in the first place, on top of that, grab the orb, you've lost all your timing to really move into the site. Especially if your space maker and Ennui already died towards that B site for the fake, so you really needed to change things up a little bit there, or switch things up in the fast tempo. You should be the Neon for the rest of the 4 players, but you got met by your own stall, and allow here Blue Otter to really start running away here with this first half where it looked so close in the beginning.
Excuse me, Vans, they're not blue anymore. They're red. Get with the times, old man. Like, they're
Red Otters?
Red Otters. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Yeah. But TV, I mean, they're the ones who are gonna get red in the face here very soon if they can't pull off a more consistent attacking round. I think also that 4K Bucky, that's got to be mentally crushing.
Yeah, they're definitely blue from the suffocation from Madison's Bucky.
That's a tough one, but man, these rounds have gone by so fast with how large this map is. TV wasted no time trying to get active, but it's Sin, who was deathless for so many rounds. Probably not anymore. That has been a thorn in their side, literally. Sheer up, Thorns out, despite the Teo drone in, trying to get numbers on the B site, but TV are going to find an alternate path and trying to crunch with their lurk here of the chamber.
What I'm liking right now for
Same.
TV is early rounds are baiting out the wall though. The first line of protocol is just starve them from information for senators.
Allison trying to be ever so careful. TV, I like that they address and try to pressure this, and you're hearing the ropes getting grabbed, guys. You have to throw everybody at Sin in order to kill her. I'm very surprised. TV, this definitely threw a wrench into their plans. Addison confirmed the kill. Okay, now that's a better shot. Just needed a bit of a warm-up. Now Leia with 11 HP and a dream to plant, a dream to save the round, and that dream is dead. 8-3 now for Sen Otters.
Yeah, so what I like at least for TV, like I said, is the first layer is to bait out the wall. Once you get rid of that utility, you're forcing Blue Otter or Sen Otters to peek out a little bit more and maybe try to punish. They almost did so onto, I think, Sin right on top of the B Heaven. But I think with this comp that you currently have for TV, if you're trying to frontline or salvo and you still haven't gone on top of that rope by that point, I think you have to switch it up on the fly. You have basically a Brimstone and Neon. You could Neon wall, just flood from the front side and fight Jenny instead of lemming up the ropes and giving free kills away like that.
All right, there's protocol. Drone in, trigger
Break
shear,
wall. Yep.
break wall, and then go home. Harper stays in spawn, watches out for any Sen Otters shenanigans, because they've had some defensive rounds of their own that have thrown us for a loop. So TV not found a way through, but a way around that Sentinel setup.
And they're looking to just late re-hit into B here. But the thing that's difficult right now is because the chamber is already holding the south side with the trip with the rest of the team. So that north side position you have from Madison, they know they could just hold the B side.
Okay, Henry with the judge. Madison with the Bucky at the other round. Now it's the tale of two Neons with a lot to prove. And Henri is just lighting up this kill feed. Better get out of her way. Ace opportunity. One on the left. And rushes into the action. Oasis will silence her for good. But it's Leia that finishes off the job. 8-4 now in the half for Sen Otters.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're trying to path for heaven instead of going for arcade side, south side is actually very good from that staircase. That was basically a 20 old school style of the wall up on all the way up the staircase of B. You have breach utility to help you out. You slide up to get the space. That was very nicely executed in the end. So keep it simple. Keep it to the old school style with the old school comp, and it works out. So now though, things are going to be, I think, as difficult for TV. I think seeing how you've elaborated your strats here and how you're working very well as a team for Sen Otters, I think they might have easier ways to fight into the arcade control, especially with this pistol round. Nobody's contesting it for the side of TV.
Get to see Harper be a standout. I think the chamber is a lot easier to use on defense, but I mean, if Sen Otters are gonna bulldoze their way in, I guess it doesn't matter what perch you're gonna be sitting on. Sen Otters just run this site like they own it. Look at this chase down. Madison, the hunt is on, and everyone's looking like prey out here. So TV will have to watch from the outside looking in, and Sen Otters are now roaming around outside looking for more kills. And this is just the pistol. Addison lines things up, confirms the third. Only one left, and it's Irene, the initiator go here for TV, is having to dance against a lot of initiator stuff being thrown at them. So kind of a taste of your own medicine at this point. It's terrifying for Irene. Ooh, nice shots though.
They were trying to jump around too to give that kill over to Madison to just stat up the stats.
Sorry.
But at least in the end, they got the perfect trade. So it turns out really good. I think the pathing was super sick by Madison, just hunting down every single one of these players from TV. And that was a little bit tough to do when I feel like they were actually adding a lot of pressure from TV onto the south side. I think they still played it well by playing south side to B. They're trying to escape as much as they could towards canteen, towards spawn. But Henri was just, Madison was just too quick when there was also Avery utility to stall and open it up for them. So a big round there for a big pistol for Sen Otters. very similar openings now as you have, again, a 4-1 split. First, it was north side to south. This time is south side to north. And they're just waiting here for TV to move forward. They're expecting some sort of a Bucky play, trying to close that gap. And surprisingly enough, TV are actually going for a force buy.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. They really want to throw SOTRs for a loop. And SOTRs even got a Vandal in this picture, an Outlaw too, and just social distancing from their lurk of sin as Henri as stoic as ever. There's just so many bombs being thrown their way, and oh, the Bucky's good for one. The speed could not get them away in time. 4 versus 4. Now the spawn is under fire here as SOTRs need to pick a path and pick which weapon they want to.
Right there. Yeah, I thought they were going to get 0 because the first bump shot went between 2 players, both of Oasis and Madison. But thankfully now we are resetting for SOTRs. You get this wall up and break the trip. And you get it set up now, turtle up in the site. I don't like this re-swing back from the spawn side though, from the south side. Because you already saw that pressure in from TV in the first place.
A lot of angles to watch for just 2 people though. SOTRs got a lot to play for. TV, this was the force to try and turn this game around, and Avery is worth their weight in gold, but it ends in Harper's favor. Only 1 person left after everything is said and done, and it's off of a 3K.
Yeah. It almost worked out for SOTRs because the last weapons that they had were actually very strong weapons to fight against the lower upgrades that you had from TV. I think I saw some stingers here and there. And that story would have been totally different if May didn't run outside towards that south side. I have a feeling that they were probably trying to run back towards tree to try to play a brimstone lineup for the pulse plant. And I think being too hyper-focused on the protocols of your win conditions kind of catches you off guard. So they met up with 2 players that were flanking, and TV were able to stop that bleeding. Because remember, it was a force buy on the side of TV. With this plant right now from Blue Waters, though, they weren't able to get a, or SOTR, sorry, they're able to go for a buy no matter what. There's only 1 player with full shields, and that's Oasis. For the rest, though, Harper could go to work with this Outlaw.
This is how TV catch up in the store. Starts off with this shot, and Harper misses it and also lands. And Salvos is on their last legs, if any left at all.
So sick.
And SOTRs, they know their job. They have to spread out, and TV, they're stacked up, ready to go, and Harper gets traded huge from May, just with a classic, with a statement in TV's face. Almost a 4K. Sin will assist, and what a round from SOTRs to respond after the force from TV.
Hey, holy crap, that's also a team that just knows the positioning of where a chamber could be. So missing a shot, force a TP, Salvo's right on there. Just unfortunate that he went a little bit too early so that you don't get the full kill onto Harper, but the damage is already there. The space is already lost, and they go for a 3-2-1 swing right into the spawn to catch so many players off target and surprise them as they're rotating back from spawn. That was very, very surprising, and that resets the economy right back in favor of SOTRs. You're trying to go for some hero play. You see this headhunter position on the top of Jenny that was set up in the beginning on the B site for Harper. As you see here for SOTRs, they're always going for the same type of default that TV has done. Wall up, try to break the util.
Ooh, the overdrive. Madison is sick of you, is ready to wrap around and, I mean, put a cape on their back. They're just in a flow state right now. If only there were targets to try and kill, but at least it gets fear into the eyes of TV, hearing that Neon with overdrive run around everywhere. Also, it's just not the best weapons. I understand TV wanting to take things slow, as Henri is finding their moment. But Bucky at range, if anyone is looking out of that door, this could spell trouble. But now the relay bolts, you reveal your position, the element of mystery is gone, and SOTRs are looking for a flawless round.
And this is an important round now coming up for TV. If they have a timeout left, they should call it now. But this is going to be mind games for sure, because SOTRs this whole time have been opening their hands and conditioning B hit, B hit, B hit, wall up. Let's keep hitting it because nothing is stopping us, right? So now TV has to find a way to stop that bleeding. I think at this point now, because Harbor has a tour de force to work with, they probably have an opportunity to walk down that staircase and try to go for a pick and hopefully just pick off one of the main pieces. It could be any one of those pieces, because if it's Mizu, there's no smokes. If it's Henri, there's no opener. If it's Leo or Irene, there's no util to support the entry. So I think that is probably going to be a big responsibility given to Harper at this point, to hold down a more aggressive line towards that tree. If it's not for, and if it's for that though as well, this also gives an opportunity for Senators to really flip it around in their favor, to go for a whole different type of hit, because, or a whole different type of strat, because again, they've conditioned it so well on this B site that they could really throw TV for a loop with off positioning and broken buys that you're going to face off against for TV because of that eco you just faced in round number 15.
And there hasn't been more than a 2 or 3 round win streak for Sen Otters. So TV are trading blows as often as they can, but Sen Otters, they have been ramping up. They are scaling now. Every player is at double-digit kills on this side, so this is only the beginning of the Sen Otters story when it comes to stage 1 and how close they're able to play to teams like TV, who made appearances at kickoff, now starting to fall away. Now hopefully with a more even buy, TV can try to stand a chance, but Rolling Thunder and Orbital Strike after that orb got grabbed.
Yeah, exactly. You saw the wall come up on that side too, because they were expecting here for Senators for the op to go down on that lane. But what it does for them is allows for them to pick up the orb on tree and get the orbital strike from May. But now you're starved from information. You're trying to push for that info, and the trip at least is going to help things out to reposition Harper.
They found my trap.
But it's a 1v1 against Sin that could be very important here.
At least Harper knows there's trouble afoot. Their trap has been sprung, and it's all about timing. Probably heard Sin coming here, and this is a big 1v1 to help reestablish the defense. Harper confirms that, and will be on their way to help reestablish the retake for the defense. Rolling Thunder to suppress, catching this Neon at the heel. Not able to capitalize on that kill. Harper is also making dents through the north side before Sen Otters, man. May and Avery, the dynamic duo on the front lines, take care of business. No, Harper is afoot, 30 HP, avoiding the orbital strike. A lot left in the tank from Sen Otters. Harper has to do it all on her own, apparently, but doesn't have time to defuse, so it does not matter. This will be Sen Otters getting up to 12.
Yeah, the refight towards A-Main was super nice. It was gambly. You had to be on point for your fights too and land them, and May mows down a nice little 2-piece. That allows for them to even play on A site, keep that orbital strike up and not waste it, so they can use it on the post plant and just play delay install. Because you saw the space is already taken by pushing everybody away of the radius of the orbital strike, which then gives Avery the chance to just freely peek out in the open and set up the aftershock to continue to delay.
Right there.
There's very good stuff coming out here from Sen Otters, and here's that round. You're gambling here for the walk down, not with the op, but for the fight towards tree.
For the map. Oh my god, everyone is flashed up with nowhere to go. They are cornered and they're being hunted. TV, now it's a brawl. Sen Otters try to hold their own, trying to stay as locked in as they can, but TV, they just kicked them in the dirt. Talk about signs of life from this team. They needed that round.
And that's why, because you were so free for Sen Otters to take over tree site in the very beginning that they felt like they never needed to flash this time around on the top of the staircase to take that space, because you have the free element of surprise to move up on that staircase. So that big flash that came out from Irene was huge. It didn't muster a lot of kills for Henri with the Bucky. Imagine if they actually had the judge like this round. That was 4 free kills. But if not, it was still superb stall from that flash to allow here TV to just fight toe-to-toe in front of that space. You see how much
that last round. Yeah, like that last round got everyone so excited. Now Sen Otters, they're ramping up. The finish line is in sight, and there's plenty of insurance if things go awry. And the one thing that could be a nuisance is the op, but if there's so many smokes, how is Harper going to get to see anything? But sometimes TV can take advantage of that chaos. You got the Armageddon that's available, but it starts with the Rolling Thunder.
Go ahead.
Now TV just trying to get some looks up to the target's a big double kill from Irene, and Oasis and Avery trade out. It's left with a 1 versus 1 when everything is said and done, and after all the Armageddons fly by. This is for all the marbles for Mizu. He's already half HP, but Avery has the cleaner shot and faster at that. 13-6 for the Sen Otters.